Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on this Monday morning. Very much appreciated. Appreciate it a little bit earlier than sometimes we do our other webinars. So thank you for coming along. Um, so as you can see, today we are going to be doing our stock training, learning how to effectively handle our stock a little bit better. So just before we get started this morning, for those of you who have not joined me on one of my webinars, just a little bit of background information. My name is Chris, and I am the Shortcuts Educator for the Southeast. Now, today's webinar should last roughly between sort of 45 minutes to an hour, just sort of depending on how we get through it and the sort of questions, that kind of thing. Now, you are more than welcome to ask me questions throughout the session. However, we will be having like a quick question and answer session at the end as well. If, of course, there are any questions that you feel haven't been answered. But I'm hopeful that the webinar should answer any queries you do have. So as you can see, this session will be recorded and posted onto our YouTube page. Now, if you haven't already looked at our YouTube page, please make sure you do. We've got some fantastic videos on there and all of our previous webinars as well. Okay. And of course, please make sure you can hear me nice and loud. And if you are listening in with a headset, with a microphone, just let you know your microphone has been muted. Okay, so just type any questions you do have to me. Excellent. So, stock control. So, when you're doing this for real, when you're doing this yourself, please ensure you have the relevant product information. This will be like your buy prices and your sell prices, your RRPs. And please make sure you do have your supplier information. So, that's like your rep name if applicable, but of course, you know where you purchase the products from, i.e., Aston and Finch, Sally's, that kind of thing. So, the idea behind this, ladies and gents, is Shortcuts Stock Management will allow you to handle your stock much more efficiently and successfully generate orders, and of course perform quick and easy stock takes. Okay, so it's nice and easy to do. Now, we are going to get through a lot this morning. It's essentially going to be broken down into 3 steps that will sort of become one. Okay, but if you do have any questions at the end, please do let me know. So in this session, what will we be covering? We're looking at accessing your products. We'll have a look at accessing new lines, adding new lines, suppliers, and updating your minimum and your maximum levels. We'll touch base on those in just a couple of minutes. We'll look at performing stock takes to, of course, ensure your stock levels are correct. Okay, very important for tax purposes. And of course, if people do want to know how many products you have in stock. We'll also look at generating an order based on your current levels. So this will include your minimum and maximum levels. Again, we're going to touch base on this in just a few moments. We'll also look at managing our professional stock usage too. This should help us to reduce costs and, of course, wastage. And the last couple of things, we're going to look at a couple of reports, which will, of course, help you out. So, for those of you that have been on my webinars before, you will know you can contact us 24/7 on 0161 972 4900. And you can, of course, email us at education@shortcuts.co.uk just to sort of make you all aware. This is a Monday to Friday inbox between 9 to 5:30. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're now ready to get started. So the first thing we just need to do is open up Shortcuts. Okay. So that's simply all we're going to do. Now, I'm just going to be using a test system here, but of course you will know exactly what yours look like. So on the right-hand side, we're going to navigate to the stock system, and it's just in the bottom right-hand corner here where it says stock. So if we click onto that, you can see we have 3 sections. We've got products, ordering, and stock take. They're the 3 different sections we're going to be working on today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate to our products. So we're just going to click onto the products button. And on the left-hand side, you will see a whole list of all of my products I've already got in. So the first thing you will see is American Crew, Be Fabulous, Colour Excel, and so forth. They're what we call our company. So American Crew, Be Fabulous, and so forth. And if we expand the company, we see each individual line. So that is our line of products: body care, fragrance, colour, so forth. And of course, if we expand it for a third time, you will see we have our individual products that fall within our line. So this is our specific products. So that's company, and that is our line that falls within that company. And we can see that's how it's filtered in the bottom right-hand corner here, company and line. So if we wanted to add a brand new company and a brand new line in a whole brand new set of products, the first thing we would need to do is toggle this to say supplier. That's the first thing we need to do, is to create a supplier. this tells the system where we're going to purchase these products from. So if I click onto the business button, because it's going to be a new business supplier, and click the new button, I can type in Aston and Fincher. Now remember, this is the supplier. This is where we purchase these products from. Okay, so you can now see I have created a brand new supplier. So the system now knows there are going to be some products I purchase from Aston and Fincher. So if we now toggle back to company and line, we can now look to create some new companies, i.e. Redken, L'Oreal, that kind of thing. So if we want to create a brand new company, the first thing we do is we click onto the business button, because of course it's a brand new company to the business. So we click onto the new button in the bottom left hand corner. Where it says company name, I'm going to type in L'Oreal. And then underneath you will see it says default supplier. So this is where we purchase our L'Oreal products from. And you will now see I have Aston and Fincher available. You can also change the default category if applicable, but you don't necessarily need to do this. You can pop the company details in here, and on the right hand side you can pop your rep details in the right hand side if needs be. So we now click the done button. You will now see underneath I have a L'Oreal company. If I want to add a line of products to L'Oreal, all I need to do is this time click onto L'Oreal and click the new button. And I can now add my line of products in, i.e. Technia. So I've created my supplier, Aston and Fincher. I've now added in my company, which is L'Oreal, and I've added in my line of products which falls within that company, i.e. Technia. So the last thing I need to do is, of course, add in my specific products. So this time we click onto our line and we click the new button. And we can type in the name of the styling product. Okay, and it's also a good idea to type in the milliliters as well. So we now have a buy column. This is what we purchased it from our supplier at, i.e. Aston and Finch's. And the sell column is what we sell it at, i.e. the RRP. Now we have a column here where it says current. This is the amount of products you have on your shelf at this specific moment in time. We have a column here where it says maximum level. Our maximum level is the number of products we aim to have on our shelf after we place an order. So this can be around the 6 mark. And the minimum level, sorry if I just expand that, and the minimum level is what we want our current level to drop below in order to place it back up to our maximum. So these 3 columns work in unison with each other. And on the right hand side, we have a primary barcode column. So if you are using a barcode scanner, ladies and gents, you can simply click onto this, scan the barcode of the particular product, and it will pop it in there. Of course, if you're not, you can simply type it in, just like that. If any of these products you no longer wish to stock, we always recommend you make the product inactive. And that is how we create a new supplier, a new company, a new line, and of course add in our specific styling product. Now you can do this for professional products as well, and you will see down in the bottom left hand corner we can toggle between all, professional and retail. Now typically we say retail products can be sold to the public and can also be used professionally. Professional products are solely to be used in a salon. Okay, and that is how we create our supplier, our company, our line, and our products. So you will see there, ladies and gents, I manually typed in my current level. So if I just go to American Crew at the top here, and if I just expand body care and fragrance, I can see here I've already got a current of 3 in, my maximum levels are 6, and my minimum level are 3. Again, that is what I want my current level to drop below in order to place it back up to my maximum. Now you may be thinking, have I really got to go through all of my products and manually type in all of these numbers? No, absolutely not. Well, of course you could do that if you wanted to, but we have something much easier than that. On the right hand side, you will see where it says stock take. So now what we need to do, we need to ensure all of our products have the correct stock level on our system. So what we're going to do on the right hand side, we're going to click into the stock take button just here. Because of course we want to ensure our current levels, our stock levels on our system match what we physically have in the salon. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a stock take. So we click onto the stock take button, and in the top right hand corner, I'm going to click onto the new button. In the description box, we simply type in the name of the product or the company we wish to count. So I'm going to call this American Crew. Oh, didn't spell that correct, did I? Okay. You will see who is responsible for this, and you can change this here if you have more than one staff member, and you will see the status is now pending. So I've said I'm going to do American Crew stock take. So once I've typed that in, all I need to do is click the next button. This is where we now need to input all of the products we wish to count. So in the top right hand corner, you can see where it says add. And you will see I have all of my companies here. So I've got L'Oreal, ProU, Magnate, everything, American Crew. Now, if I wanted to count every single American Crew product, every single line that falls under American Crew, you will see I have this grey dotted square on the left-hand side. And clicking that will highlight every product, every line that falls within the American Crew brand. If I expand the American Crew button by clicking the yellow cross, I have each individual line. So you'll see my body care and fragrance, color, and so forth. If I wanted to count every single line, I would just simply click the gray button just here, and that will do every single product that falls within that particular line. If I wanted to take it one step further than that and count every single individual product that falls within that line, I would just simply click the grey squares next to the relevant product. Just like that. And when we're happy, we simply click the add button closest to us. This will add in all of those products ready for us to count. And you can, of course, go ahead and add some more products in if applicable. Click the done button to proceed. So you will now see I have all of the products I wish to count. And on the right hand side, we have a computer count. This is what the system thinks I already should have in stock. So as you saw at the beginning, I already have 3 of these already put in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the stock take so we can count all of these products. Now, I would recommend, ladies and gents, if you don't already have one, get yourself just a printer. You're more than welcome to speak to our customer care team. We'll be able to quote you with a good printer for this. If you already have one, that's absolutely fine, not a problem. So what we're now going to do is we're going to start our stock take, print the list off so we can go ahead and count all of our products. So in the bottom corner here, just where it says start, we're going to click the start button and start our stock take. Are you sure you want to activate this stock take? Now we have 3 reports here we can print out. The stock take form, of course, we do wish to print that out because that is, of course, what we're about to write on to count our findings on. Our unlist items form is a form which basically says all the products we can write on if we no longer wish to stock them. And the stock maintenance form is a form if we notice any broken products, damaged product, that kind of thing, where we can say that needs sort of sending back, a little bit of work on it, that kind of thing, whichever it may be. Now it's entirely up to you, but I would always recommend just printing out the top one. Definitely always the top one, because again, of course, we need to print this out so we can write on it to actually count our products. And underneath, you will see a tick box here where it says print shortcuts current levels. Now what that will do is it will print out what the computer thinks you already have in stock. Now, I would always recommend doing this when you already have a good solid stock take completed, because it kind of gives you a bit of a safety net. Because let's say you count 1 product, but the computer says you should have 3 in stock, it kind of lets you know there should be another 2 somewhere in the building. Okay, now for the purpose of this training session, this webinar, I'm not actually going to print anything out, but of course you would just print the top one out. So we click the done button, and then what it would do, it would print this page out in front of us. We would take that piece of paper away, take it to our American Crew stand, and we would start to count the products and write our findings on the sheet of paper. So let's fast forward half an hour, 40 minutes. We have done our stock take. We've written all of our findings on our sheet of paper. We now need to write those findings into the system to update our current levels. So all we need to do is click the stock take button on the right hand side, and it will take us directly back to this screen in front of us. Then all we need to do is completely mirror what's written on the sheet of paper onto the screen in front of us. Now, the fantastic way of doing it this way, ladies and gents, is of course you haven't had to write all of the names of the products down on a piece of paper. It's being printed out for you. And of course, when you do a really long stock take, all of the products are in exactly the same order on the screen as they are on your sheet of paper that got printed out. So it makes it nice and easy to input the findings. Okay, so I'm going to say I counted 2 of this, 1 of this, 2 of this, 1 of this, 2 of this, 2, 1, and 2. Okay, now again, these are just random numbers I'm typing in. So you will see on the right hand side, I now have an adjustment value. Well, at the beginning, I was very naughty and I didn't pop my buy prices in. So you can see here, my adjustment value is 0. Now, what essentially this is saying is the computer thought I had 3 in stock, but I've counted 2. So essentially, I've lost some money. Now, of course, if I'd remember to pop my buy price in, like I said to everyone at the beginning, it is vital we pop that buy price in, and now we can see why. Okay, so this is just one of the reasons we need to make sure we have our buy price in. Okay, because it would show you an adjustment value. Okay, so now we have updated our shortcuts current levels. We've inputted our stock findings onto the system. Now what we need to do is simply hit the finish button to update our shortcuts current levels. Are you sure you want to complete this stock take? Committing this stock take will update your shortcuts current levels. Of course, that's exactly what we want to happen. Now, it says to us, there are product counts that are different to the recorded values or that have been sold during the stock take. It is recommended that you recount these. Now, what it's saying here, would you like to perform a recount? Choosing no will update your shortcuts current levels. Well, what that means is the computer thought we had 3 in stock, but you've said we've got 2 and 1. Did you miscount, or are you happy to continue? Choosing no will update your shortcuts current levels. Congratulations, you have successfully completed a stock take. Product levels will be updated according to your count. So we've essentially now completed our stock take. Okay, so that is our stock take completely finished. So just to reiterate, ladies and gents, we've created a new supplier. We've added in our companies and our lines and our specific products, and we need to make sure now, as we can see, we have those buy and sell prices in. Now, because we've just added all those products in, we then did a stock take to ensure our products had the correct levels on the system as they do in the salon. So now you will see my current levels have now been changed to match exactly what I counted. Okay, so it's taken into consideration my stock take there. So I've got my maximum level, I've got my minimum level, I've got my barcode in, and now my shortcut system knows exactly how many products I have on the shelf. We can now use all of this information to generate an order on the system. Now, please don't be frightened at this stage, ladies and gents, when I say automated orders, that kind of thing. It won't send it directly to your rep or anything like that without you knowing about it. It will simply create an order in the background, and you can continue with it or discard it if you wish to. Okay, it's just giving you a helping hand. Okay, so on the right hand side you will see here now where it says the ordering button. So if I click onto that, I can now look to create an order. At the top again you will see my suppliers, and you will see my Aston and Fincher and my Revlon. Now my Revlon is where I purchase my American Crew products from, that kind of thing. Okay, you will see I have any outstanding orders, any received orders, or any saved orders. Saved orders are orders we got halfway through but we didn't have time to complete. So I of course have just done a stock take for American Crew, which falls under my Revlon supplier. Again, this is why it's vital to have our supplier in like we did at the beginning, i.e. Aston and Fincher, if we're going to use the system to generate orders for us. So if I click onto Revlon, I can then click the new button in the bottom left-hand corner to create a new order. I can do a standard all, which will be retail and professional, standard retail, standard professional, or promotion. Okay, so if I do standard all, you will now see I have an order appear on the system. And again, you will see its body and fragrance, and you will see all of the quantities. Again, this is taken from my current levels being basically 1 or 2 when we did our stock take, and my maximum levels being 6. So this is wanting to order it back up to that maximum level of 6 for us. Now you may be thinking, okay, Chris, I've actually decided I don't want to order 5 of this 3-in-1. So in a minute, I'm going to go back and change my maximum level. But for now, I don't want to order 5. Not a problem. Of course, you've got full control over it. So we can change that to 3. And again, you will see here we have our buy price. Again, vital, ladies and gents, we have our buy price in because it will work out our total order amount for us. Okay, so you can see why now, ladies and gents, it's vital we do those buy and sell prices, and it's vital we do our stock take to ensure our current levels are correct. Otherwise, it would throw this order completely out. So you can see how the steps start to take place in our software. Okay, we can add a line date discount in. So let's say our rep is extra specially nice to us this month and says, I'm going to give you a discount. It can be a percentage or a monetary amount. And again, this will update your total order for you. Now, again, you may be looking at this order and think, actually, I need to add a couple more products into my American Crew order, my Revlon order. So, of course, in the bottom left-hand corner, you can click the Add button, and you can add as many products in as you wish to. If you do add any products that are already in the list, you will get this error appear, so you won't accidentally duplicate products in your order. Okay, and if there's any products you don't wish to order, you can simply click onto it and click the delete button. And it is as simple as that, ladies and gents. Now, let's say you wanted to go back and have another look at this. We have a save button right down the bottom of our navigation bar. If we wanted to, we could order this. So if I click the order button, do you wish to proceed with this order? And we click the yes button. What it will then do, it will then prompt to print this order out. So we can then print it out, ring up our rep and place the order. So at this point, I'm just going to click the cancel button because I don't wish to place this order. The order has been placed successfully. So you will now see our order is in the outstanding section. So let's fast forward 3 to 4 days, and the order has now been physically received into the salon. What we now need to do is receive this order, so our current levels are of course updated to take into consideration our order. So 3 or 4 days have gone by. What we need to do is now go back into our ordering section, click on our outstanding order, and click the receive button down the bottom. And you will now see this is our order here. Now, what we tend to do in the salon, ladies and gents, is of course, when the order physically comes into the salon, we open the box and there's usually a delivery note inside. Now, what we can do is at the top under the invoice box, we can type in our delivery note. Now, typically the reason we do this is of course, our invoice doesn't come in for around 3 or 4 weeks after. Okay, and of course, when we have that delivery note, we tend to tick off all of the products we've received and say, yep, we received that, yep, we received that. Okay, now we can do exactly the same thing in shortcuts. We can tick our verified box to say, yep, we received this product. Now, you don't have to do this, ladies and gents, if you don't want. It doesn't actually change anything. It's just sort of a handy helping tool. Now, let's say all of the products were received apart from this product down here, Win Fragrance 100ml. We didn't receive any for whatever reason. Let's say it was out of stock. So, of course, we don't want to say we received 4 when we didn't actually receive any, because, of course, that will instantly throw our stock levels out. So all we need to do is change it to 0 or 1 or however many you actually physically received. So if I change it to 0, you will see I get this appear. You ordered 4 of this particular product and are receiving 0. Would you like to put 4 on back order? Yes, yes to all, no, no to all. Now, what I'd recommend here, ladies and gents, is simply click the no to all button. The reason we do this is there's no need to have an outstanding order for this particular product, because the next time you generate an order, because it's still, your current levels are still set to 0, it will be pulled through to your next order anyway. So now we have on the system here, we have exactly what we received in the salon. We now need to click the receive button to receive this order and update our current levels. The order has been received successfully. and you will now see it has gone to our received section. Now, like I said, in 2, 3, 4 weeks time, when the invoice does come in, you can click back onto this, you can modify it, and you can change the invoice number, that kind of thing, and just click the save button, and it will say, are you sure you want to modify this order? Because it's basically saying, well, you received it, but now you're changing it. But all we're doing is we're just changing the invoice number up there to keep track of our invoices. Perfect. So that is receiving, placing an order, and of course receiving an order. Now you will now see, if we go back into our American Crew, our current level has now been updated. Perfect. And that is generating an order and receiving an order. Now, we've talked predominantly there about retail products. But we can also do something with our professional products. We can do stock takes with our professional products. We can do orders with our professional products. We can do exactly the same as we can with our professional that we can with our retail. Now, what I would definitely recommend, if you think of this scenario, ladies and gents, is let's say you do a stock take for your professional color tubes. 10 minutes later, somebody will straight away use a color tube, and your Shortcut's current levels are instantly out of date. Okay, so rather than you having to do a stock take for your color products and color shampoos every other day to ensure your current levels are correct, what I would recommend we do is you get yourself a nice big color bin, okay, like a household bin, you know, just a normal household bin from Wilkinson's, Asda, that kind of thing. Pop that down in your color area, and then each time a stylist or a colorist uses a color tube, they throw the cardboard tube in this bin. Okay, because on the cardboard color tube, of course, it has a barcode. And what we can then do is every couple of days, we can then essentially scan those professional color tubes, color shampoos, anything you like. You can scan those out onto your system, and that will reduce them from your Shortcut's current levels. Okay, so to do this, what we do is we go to the main section, and we go to the point of sale screen. And in the top left-hand corner, we simply click onto the clients button. And you will see at the top here, it says hashtag business. Now, if you can't see hashtag business because you have lots of clients in your database, all you need to do is simply click the delete button as many times as you want, and it will eventually appear at the top just like that. Okay, so we're looking for hashtag business. So essentially what we're going to do here, ladies and gents, is we're going to scan out all of our products that we use professionally against hashtag business, and that will instantly update our Shortcut's current levels. Now, if you're thinking, actually, I'm not using a barcode scanner, so how do I scan the barcodes out? It's not a problem. You can manually search for the products, which is what I'm going to do now. So against hashtag business, I'm going to click onto the gray squares, and I'm going to choose the products. Okay, so let's say American Crew. Click onto color, and I'm going to add in all of my professional color tubes. Now you will see straight away here the price is set to 0. Now the reason it's set to 0, ladies and gents, even if you do have a buy price in or you don't have a buy price in, the price here will always be set to 0, because if you can imagine, we're about to end sale, but no money is exchanging hands, so we don't want to throw our accounts and our reports out. So let's take it back. We have now scanned all of these products out, or we've manually scanned all of our color tubes out at the end of the working day. I'm going to click the end sale button. And what that will do is straight away, it will update your Shortcut's current levels. It will remove these products from your stock levels. And of course, it will also print a receipt out for you. Now, what some people do is they use that receipt of all of the products they just scanned out, and they use that to generate their next order. Okay, because essentially you're ordering the products you used. Okay, and that is what we can do with our professional products. Now, of course, you can do this with retail products. So let's say you have a stylist that comes to you and says, Chris, can I take this hairspray off the shelf and use it on my client? Of course, once they've taken it off the shelf, your Shortcut's stock levels are instantly incorrect, and of course it can no longer be used to be sold. So again, rather than having to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, however often you do your stock takes, you can scan it out to the hashtag business client in point of sale, and it will instantly update your Shortcut's current levels for you. Perfect. So the last one we can look at, ladies and gents, is our stock reports. Now, if you haven't looked at any reports, they're on the right-hand side under the tools section. And all we need to do is click onto the report section just here. Okay, and then on the left-hand side, you will see where it says stock. Underneath, you will see all of the different reports which fall within this category, but the two we're going to look at today is our stock control report and our professional stock usage report. So if we click onto the professional stock usage report, it will show a breakdown of professional products sold to the hashtag business client. That's exactly what we just did. So if we click onto the view button, and you can set the parameters, change the date range, that kind of things. I'm just going to have a look at today. You will see all of those products there that I scanned out. Now, if you did have a buy price in, this is where it would show you the total product cost, okay, in your report. Because essentially it's saying the value of products you've sort of used professionally. Of course, like I said, I did give us an example where I scanned out a retail product, such as my hairspray to use on a client. And this report basically shows us, oh, look, we've used 3 hairsprays in a week. We need to get some more professional use ones from our rep, or simply stop using them on clients, that kind of thing. Perfect, so that is our professional stock usage report. The last one we're going to look at is our stock control report. Now this will give you the value to hand of all of your products. Again, vital we have those buy prices in, and it will show you how many products you have on your shelf at any one time. Okay, on the left hand side you can set the parameters again. You can change the date to have a look at a specific date range, but of course it's good to have a look at today's date because that makes it live. Okay, because if you go back a week, anything could have happened within a week. All the products could have been sold. Okay, you can filter the products on the left hand side, and if you haven't clicked onto the miscellaneous button, you can change some more in-depth parameters there as well. So I'm just going to have a look at today, and I'm going to click the view button. And you will see straight away, it will say for retail and professional products. And in the big grey box at the top, it says the quantity in stock at the moment. I have 44 products in stock, and the value on hand is just £9, okay? And you can see it breaks it down into each line and each individual product for you. Now, this will take into consideration any orders that haven't been received yet, so any products on order. Now, this report is particularly handy for your accountants at the end of the year, end of the quarter, that kind of thing, where they may say, okay, I need to know how much value of your products you have on your shelves right now. Because of course, if your stock levels are incorrect, you may end up paying more or less tax. Okay. Now, talking about sending it to our accountants, you will see we can print it out or we can export it to a PDF or a CSV file. Okay, so that is it, ladies and gents. That is our stock session. So we can see how to create a supplier, add in companies and lines, and of course, add in those specific products. We then, of course, needed to do a stock take to ensure our current levels were correct. And then based on our current levels, our minimum and maximum levels, we can use the system to generate an order for us. So there we go, ladies and gents. That has been our stock session for this morning. We finished a little bit quicker than I thought we were going to. So any questions, please feel free to fire those across for me now. Perfect. Okay. So, like I said, the session is being recorded. If you do have any questions, you will get my email address for the next couple of days if you do want to just pop those across. You will also be sent a recording of today's session. I hope you found it informative. It will also be uploaded to YouTube within the next 24 to 48 hours if you do wish to refer back to it. Do send it to your staff members, your managers, your apprentices, that kind of thing, just so they get familiar. But yeah, there we go. That is Shortcuts Stock. Like I said, if anyone has any last minute questions, please feel free to fire those across now for me. Perfect. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it for this morning. Thank you ever so much for joining me again. Hope you found it informative. We will be having lots more webinars coming up. Please do stay tuned. There's got a lot more to go through. Like I said, thank you ever so much. Hope you have a lovely morning and afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye for now.